Hey, Kandis.
Hey, Doug. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks.
It's been a while.
Has been. I want to talk to you about, management side, employment law. So we have all kinds of interesting things happening. And there was a story that was in the news recently. And the headline was that a big law partner sues former firm for age discrimination based in part on the comment, "It's time to hang up your spurs," as they were exiting him from the firm. And so, so as a management side employment lawyer, you have to think about those things. Things get said in the workplace all the time. And so the question is, when the comments are like this, does "time to hang up your spurs," does that indicate that there's an intent to discriminate against someone because of their age, or is it just a colloquial phrase? It's hard to know exactly what what that is.
Him?
Yeah,
Basically?
So they said it's time for you to retire. It's just time for you to hang up your spurs. And for what it's worth, he took that and he said, "Yeah, you the retirement thing, you're forcing me into it because of my age. And part of the reason that I know is that you made this comment about me." So I thought, this comes up more often than you might think, because people say all kinds of things in the workplace, and the issue, the legal issue, even has a name.
Oh.
So for employers, it's called the stray comment defense.
The stray comment defense.
Stray comment defense.
Okay.
So it goes back, the stray comment defense goes back to Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, who issued a concurring opinion in a really fractured case back in the late 80s called Price Waterhouse versus Hopkins. And it wasn't even a significant part of the case, but Justice O'Connor said something like, not every stray remark in the workplace, is attributable to the employer as, as indicating a discriminatory motive. So then that started folks wondering, well, okay, that's great. Not everything does, but clearly some things do. So what is that, and how does the stray comment defense work in this case? So here goes, and here's how it plays out in my practice. So discrimination in employment is intentional. You have to show an intent on the part of the decision maker to discriminate on the basis of a protected characteristic. Often, straight comment defense comes up in cases that are related to age discrimination, because people seem to like to make a lot of straight comments related to age. So the question here is, how do you look at this, and what comments as an employer do you need to worry about, and which ones are just, that this is what folks say to each other in the workplace?
Yeah.
And so there are four factors basically that the courts look to. One is, who is the speaker? Who's making the comment?
Yeah.
If it's someone in a supervisory position talking to a subordinate about their continuing to work, and it sounds like it might be related to a protected characteristic, you're too old for the job. That would create a problem, and that would be an indication, direct evidence of discriminatory intent based on age.
Right.
So you also want to look at the timing of the straight comment, which is, if it's something that's said by someone a year ago, and then just now something's happening that, an adverse decision. And so the question is whether the passing of time from the comment to the decision is influential. Does it diminish discriminatory intent? And the answer is yes, it does.
I would think
you say it in the meeting that you're meeting with an employee, you say it,
in the exit
that's going to be
interview.
a problem. If you say it a couple of years back, it has sort of diminished value in terms of discriminatory intent.
Yeah.
You also want to look at what was said. How serious was it? There are things that you just can't say, especially race-related comments, or simply just they're serious. But it also just depends on the context and how direct it is to an individual. There are a lot of times we defend a lot of these cases where An employee is in sort of the general area where there's a discussion going on and a stray comment is made, not about the employee, but just in the employee's hearing. So does that in some way indicate that there is discriminatory intent in the workplace? And the answer is no.
Even if it's not about you?
Yeah, even if it is, it's said about you, but not to you. So when we're defending these things, we're trying to sort of parse out the context to sort of eliminate the directness of it, if you will, and sort of eliminate the significance of the stray comment that's being made. So you're trying to add up all these things and try to figure out, how does this all play out, and does it really indicate discriminatory intent? And if it does, how serious is it? Is it direct evidence of discrimination?